There we go. Perfection. I was like, I'm not seeing anything in the audio caption bar. Anyway, we're good. Life is good. Let's do more Sherlock Holmes Escape Book. Hey there. Yeah, I was just like, there's no. I'm saying words and it's not showing anything. But I have not streamed in like 2 weeks, and so of course my microphone was partially unplugged. Whatever. We're all good now. So, if anyone is watching who hasn't seen the first half, it's on my YouTube channel. I think it's also still on here. Yeah, it's still on here. You can always watch the VOD. But we are playing the Sherlock Holmes Escape Book, The Adventure of the London Waterworks. And, oh yes, I have a thing. Oops, clicked the wrong button. Let's try that again. I'm going to my lovely Moobot, and I am sending the link because I forget what I used for the command. Let's send this command. Holmes! I did a logical one. Go me. But yes, so if you want to do all of the puzzly stuff with this lovely puzzle-solving wheel, then you can go to that link and you'll be able to use the decoding wheel. Hello! So last time we were going all over the place trying to solve puzzles about this waterworks, and we found an unconscious body. We cracked a safe, and then we were told to remember Gloria Scott with this note. And I realized that I was reading it incorrectly. So, okay, first of all, I have, let's see, I don't know which image I have, so I'm just gonna open it and close it. Wrong one. Cool. I am going to actually pop up the images because I did a smart thing and I grabbed all of the images from this book that could potentially be used. But then I did a dumb thing, and I did not actually prep them in the overlay. So let me find this really quick. I believe that I put it in the folder where Twitch stuff is. Let's see. Because, you know, logical place for it. If I can't find it, then I will just ignore the fact that I prepared, and life will be fine. How is everyone doing today? Let's try typing Sherlock Holmes into, I typed Holmes. There we go. I found them. We're good. So this is, I did it according to the numbers. So this is number 15. Open. Hey, success. So let me make this bigger. There we go. Look. I prepared things. So we're told remember Gloria Scott, which was a ship, and the key to the ship, to the clues, was that you had to read every third word beginning with the first. Now, when we were doing this last time, my thought with that phrasing was that you start with the word our or the word grand that you have there, but it's not like that's the first letter, the first word, and then you go every three. Like that's 1, 2, 3. So our engineers have you, I was right. Have you found the governor yet? Below the steam engine. Have you found the governor yet? Below the steam engine. Well, that's ominous. Because, so my thought with all of this was governor, it feels out of place. With the rest of this. So, have you found the governor yet? Below the steam engine? No, we have not. So let's go to number 91. That is disturbing. Yep, I was right. Moriarty's taunt. Have you found the governor yet below the steam engine? Moriarty is taunting you. Watson interrupts your thoughts. He's still out cold, the poor devil, he says. I haven't got anything on me to help revive him. And then me. I fear there will be at least one more person, possibly two people, who might need your help, Watson. Come. And with that, you spring up from your chair and hurry out through the left-hand door into one of the engine rooms. Enter the Maudsley engine room. Turn to 54. Okay. 54. This is one that's a photo. So, first of all, pretty photo. I don't know if we'll need to search for something in it, but I think that one's a little bit too challenging to do. So I'm going to hide this image now. The Maudsley engine room. And sorry if you can hear Rosie snoring under my desk. The great Maudsley beam engine is pitching up and down in its majestic, powerful way. The walls echo into the sound of its mighty work. Flywheels turn and great leather belts shudder as they pass. Occasional alarming clangs ring out from somewhere near the lofty ceiling. Puffs of steam drift over the polished floor, giving the engine room the air of a lake on a misty morning. I like that description. Watson, ahead of you, is fascinated by the industrial marvel. With his voice barely registering above the sound of the pistons, he roars. I'm not going to roar. Underneath the steam engine, that's what the note said. Thanks. As you move towards it, you already know that there is nothing underneath the Maudsley engine but the foundations to the building. A dead end or a misunderstood clue. You try to think if there's anything that you know of the Maudsley that might help, but nothing comes to mind. As you start to examine the engine, could there be some sign as to where you should head next? Find your answer and turn to it. Okay, I was right. We do need this picture, so I did not prepare this one. And I will say, that does look like a foot to me. Just gonna put that out there. But I need to find a clue. Okay, there are what could be clocks in here. See that right there? Those could be clocks. I hate that I have to fold this book out so much. Ugh, let's see. I do really like the artwork. It's really nice. Yeah, there's totally a person there. Look, there's a face and everything. Well, anyway. Yes, I know, Rosie. Life is unbearable. I'm just seeing if there's anything else that could be related to time. Or maybe those little dancing dudes, but I'm not seeing any dancing dudes. So I think that it has to be that clock, in which case there's a 12 and a 1. So 121? Maybe? I suppose let's find out. Is there a 121? There is not. Might be a... If that's a 0, then no, because they said that it was the 12-hour clock at the beginning. I genuinely do not see any other potential clues in here. I think I'm going to have to cheat and look at the back of the book. Because I see the dude just chilling right here in the corner, but that's not a clue. That's not a number. Yeah, okay, let's look at the answer for number 54. Why don't you look above the engine? Above the engine. I don't see anything above the engine. This is where a spyglass could come in handy, right? I literally am not seeing anything in here. Y'all tell me, do you see anything above the engine? Am I just, hang on. Doop, doop, doop. There we go. Am I just blind? Am I not seeing it? Because I thought that maybe it was something there with those gauges, could be clocks, but it doesn't seem to be the case. I genuinely do not know. You didn't see anything either? Okay, I'm gonna see if there's another... So that was a hint. I appreciate that they do hints and clues in this. So let's see, solutions to 54. Here. The number hidden in the illustration to the right of the pale pipe in the top right corner. Oh my god. So it is literally... Am I looking? There. It is literally right there in the black. It says 71. That is not visible at all. Yeah. Oh my god. That is ridiculous. Like, it actually looks like 74 to me, but they say 71. So, like, I literally could not see that. Okay. You know what? That seems like a silly clue. It's fine. We're all good. But this guy isn't. Rosie, do you mind? You are very loud. Go that way. Yeah. Okay, so a bloody footprint. Oh, okay. Cast iron stairs lead up to another floor where the engine beam itself rocks up and down. Spotting something up there, you ascend the stairs. At the top, you find evidence of what you had suspected. An oily rag draped over the iron railing on the metal walkway, an enameled jug beside it, and half a mug of cold cocoa. Engineers don't leave mugs on their engines machines, unless they have been interrupted. You lean over and look down. From up here, you can see someone below, beside the engine. It's a cramped location, obscured from your earlier position when you came into the room. You walked right past them without even noticing. Well, I noticed them. Let's see. The person you see is sitting, legs outstretched, propped up against an upright pipe. The blood on the floor tells you this is not someone resting. You have found another body, and judging by the amount of scarlet, this time it's unlikely to be one Watson can hope to revive. You rattle back down the staircase and approach the engineer, for that is clearly who it is. His head is flopped forward, his chin on his chest. The pattern of blood on the floor starts with splashes by the base of the machine he had been tending, followed by smeared splatters where he was dragged, to be left slumped against the wall where the last of the blood forms a pool. I feel like maybe you'd be able to smell that. There is a single footprint in the blood. You are more than familiar with observing the characteristics of a footprint at the scene of a crime, so you tell Watson to make a mental note of this one, a square-toed boot of someone's left foot, with a nail missing halfway down the outside edge, and worn on the inside of the heel. Okay. You ask Watson to make a note, Watson will make a note. So, broke my pencil. Number 71, bloody footprint. I'm just going to make that note because that'll be enough information. So now we're going to examine the engineer. So reminder of what this looks like, the footprint. So now we're turning to 100. Oop, too far? Yeah, too far. A twisted knife. You call out to Watson over the noise of the engine. You have to shout, and he runs into the engine house to join you. "The poor man," he says, crouching down beside the body of the engineer. Watson leans the dead man forward and looks at his back. He winces because even though he's a military man, he's still sensitive to brutality. One deep thrust from behind, and then the knife was twisted. He gently rests the body back against the wall and stands up. Steam hisses through the pipes around you. The engine is not running as smoothly as it should since the engineer stopped tending it. It's hard to tell how long he's been dead. Maybe half an hour? The hissing from the nearby pipes starts to alarm you. Pressure is building up, and some of the steam is venting. Inspect the pipes. Turn to 17. Okay. This is one of the ones that has a minute to solve or like whatever. I do not think that it is smart of us to try to do things super fast. So I am going to just say however long it takes because I do not want to have to deal with that. So we're on 17. So let me pop this up. That's going to be way too big. So I'm going to shrink it down and then I will make it visible. Doop, doop, doop. Let's see, I think that, yes, that will be enough. Okay. Hopefully you can see all of that. Not quite as neat as in the book, but I was taking pictures with my phone. Okay, so the pressure gauge puzzle. You quickly scan the gauges on the pipes. Some are broken and their needles are not showing any value. Others appear to still be operational, and they indicate how much steam is passing through. The steam is under pressure. Under pressure. I had to. And travels in only one direction through the pipes. There are no signs of any leaks that might cause the numbers not to add up. You quickly deduce that if a gauge shows a number, the next two gauges, that is one on each of the two pipes that it is feeding directly into, should add up to that number. Sometimes where two pipes feed into one gauge, that gauge should show the total of the two pipe steam added together, and so on down the system. Watson stares in perplexity at the pipes, as do I. I'll reread that for y'all. To relieve the pressure, in every sense, you must work out how much steam is in the system. What is the number on that last dial? Can you work it out, Holmes? Of course you can. You're Sherlock Holmes. You have 1 minute to solve this. We have time to solve this. So, oh goodness. Let me see. So we start out with 43. And that branches out to 2 that we don't know. And then that branches out further. Oh, goodness. This is a challenge. Okay. So I see the 15 right there. That feeds into a 6 and a blank, which means that the 6, that's going to be a 9 next to it. So I'm going to get down to that one. 15, 6, and that's a 9. Okay. And that leads to the one of the two that leads to the mystery one that we need to know. So then 9 and 6, that's the 15. So we have a circle leading to a 3. Oh my goodness, this is challenge. Leading to a 5, which means that the one beside the 15 is an 8 because the one that it's connected to leads to a 3 and a 5. So that means that it's an 8. So 8 plus 15 is 23. I'm doing math. Yay. Like, in the end, this is relatively simple math. You just have to connect the dots. Let's see. That 3 is connected to something that is connected to their... okay. Okay, so our 9 is leading to a 3 and a blank, which means that the blank is a 6. I just want to point out I'm drawing this on here very poorly. It's fine. Okay. Okay, so the 6 leads into the mystery number. I might not have to do this whole thing. We'll see. So we've got that section, the 8, the 15, the 3 to the 5. The 3 leads to another circle, leads to another circle, leads to the mystery. Okay. And that one goes to a 4. No. Which goes to a different 5. And a circle, which leads to that one. We'll see how this goes. Okay. So, and that leads up to this circle. I'm getting warm. Okay. So we've got the 23. You know what? I will write lightly in this and I will erase it later. So that's an 8. That's a 3. That's a 6. Those are all my circles. Okay. I'm giving up on drawing it anyway. So that 3, what can we do here? So, oh, duh. I can do the top number now. If one of them's 23, obviously the other one is 20. 20 minus 4 is 16. 16 minus 5 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. 14 plus 4 is 18. Yeah, all I needed to do was write it on and then I could figure it out. So 18 plus 6 is 24. So we'll see if I did all of this right. Yeah, it was when the, hang on, so where 2 pipes feed into one gauge, that gauge should show the total of the 2 pipes steam added together. Hypothetically, if they explained it clearly, which they did not. So I'm going to 24. We'll see if I was correct. 24 from 17. Hey, hey. A race against time. Even as you finish your calculations, the glass in one of the valves shatters. Moments later, steam begins to jet out of one of the pipes. Perhaps the increasing pitch of the hissing means other things are about to break. I don't think we can linger in here, Holmes, says Watson in high agitation. It's getting dangerous. He's right, of course, but you've noticed an engineering drawing poking from the front pocket of the engineer's overalls. You gently extract it. Perhaps it can be of assistance in deducing what has been happening here. You study the labyrinthine pattern of pipes. Oh, okay. So this is 24. Let me hide this one and switch that out. 24. Is that one open? Cool. I will make that bigger. Put it there and reveal. Okay. And ad break ends in 4 seconds. So, cool. Let me get back to that. Perhaps it can be of assistance in deducing what has been happening here. You study the labyrinthine pattern of pipes, which you can now see right here. The hissing increases. Pressure is building in the system, but you can't help but spend time solving the puzzle it presents. Such is the affliction of a mind predisposed to chronic curiosity. You have 15 seconds to solve the maze. I'm sure that I can do it, but no, I don't care about 15 seconds. You don't need a stopwatch. Holmes and Watson takes 1 second to say distinctly. So count Holmes and Watson 1, Holmes and Watson 2, Holmes and Watson 3 as you tackle the maze. I'm good? No. Okay. I'm just going to solve it. That ends Okay, done. I think I did it under 15 seconds. But that was definitely doable. So if you solve the maze in fewer than 15 seconds, turn to 70. Otherwise, you turn to 55. I'm curious what is 55. Let's see. Steam. Yeah, okay. It's not a dead end. I thought that it was going to be like the end of the book, the end of the mystery. But okay. So I'm not going to read that. I'm going to go to 70. A burst of inspiration. As you quickly solve the maze, a sudden thought occurs to you. Returning to the torn note on 1, so that's the this guy, that you were handed at the start of the night, perhaps you should look at all the letters that have a nick above them. Of course there's more. Hey, Sam! Thanks. Thank you for the lurk. We are currently solving a mystery, but I appreciate the lurk. So let's see. On its own, the clue might not seem to make any sense, but maybe it's part of a larger puzzle. You stroke your chin thoughtfully. The hissing steam reminds you that you need to get out of here. You leave the engineer where he lies. Go back to the office, turn to 32. But I'm not going to do that until I look at the nicks in the notes. Hang on. Oh, yeah, that totally did not seem relevant. Here, let me switch notes. Oh, it's probably going to be huge because I didn't hide it, but that's fine. Open. Oh, no, it's not. Cool. Okay, so let me make this bigger. So anything that has a nick, like the actual page has, is apparently a clue. So G-N-O-W. I need to write this down. G-N-O-W-E-L. Oh, that's funny. Knowledge misspelled, probably. L-R. Or maybe not. We'll find out. P. I'm very curious now. This doesn't seem to make any sense. T-A-R. A-R. A, Jesus. A-M. S-T-G. S-T-G. I don't think that G's one. R. Okay, so this is going to have to be something to rearrange. B. D. Yeah, that is garbledygook. Garbledygook? Gobbledygook. Anyway, yeah, we have G-N-O-W-E-L-R-P-T-A-R-A-R-A-M-S-T-G-E-R-B-D. We'll find out what that is later. Okay, so turn to number 32. And I'm going to hide this again. There we go. A narrow escape. You slam the door behind you as the steam engine threatens to blow. Back in the office, you pause to catch your breath. With no idea how to fix the Maudsley engine, you hope the problem will just sort itself out. Okay. The look on Watson's face suggests otherwise. The look on my face, too. I think we should get out and alert the police, says Watson. You're still bothered by the message from Moriarty about not having found the governor, whatever that means. But Watson is right. This is a murder scene, and you would be better doing your thinking far away from it. Scotland Yard can go about their unimaginative work here instead. Watson opens the door into the other engine room, the one on the right, and looks in. The Bolton and Watt engine is working away in there, but just as with the Maudsley engine room, there is no external door. Dash it all, Holmes, there are no exits from these engine rooms on either side, so we are obliged to go through the boiler house. But still your detective mind is distracted. You take the torn note from your pocket and look at it once more. Some of the letters have a nick beneath them. Okay, cool. So let's reveal this again. Now we have to look on the underside of them and turn to the number that we discover. So Newgate with a T. So Nick above. I'm making a note. Nick below. So we've got T, W, E, 20. There's an N. T, Y, yep, 20. S, 27. E, V, E, N. Yep, 27. Hello, it feels like minutes we saw each other. I know, right? Crazy thought. So I was just told to look at the nicks on the underside of letters on this note that we received at the beginning of the game. And it spells out 27. So that's the next thing that I'm going to. And yay, almost home. It's nice when the Deutsche Bahn and all of that actually works. Well, you know what I mean. Public transit. Okay, so going to 27 then. Amazing. It's another thing to show y'all. So let me pull that up. Browse 27. Going to shrink it down in size and put it right here. There we go. Okay. I'm so glad I found the folder I put these in. A code in the floorboards. Well, your powers of observation are still intact. You tuck the note back into your pocket and suddenly have a thought. Watson, have we looked beneath the rug? The doctor shakes his head. It has thus far escaped our attention. Watson lifts up a corner of the rug. A somewhat sinister sequence of chalked figures is revealed. You are familiar with all manner of secret writings. Indeed, you are the author of a trifling monograph upon the subject in which you analyze 160 separate ciphers. But this is entirely new to you. If time were not so pressing, you would be able to relish the challenge more, but that is of no matter. You apply your methods. So turn to the number spelled out by the dancing men. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I hate and imagine living in one of the biggest cities and you have no signal because they are stupid. Yup. Facts. Okay. Okay, so there are 8 letters that we have to find. So just as a reminder, we have our lovely link here if you want to solve this one with me. But I need to find, I'm going to look at it over here. Watson lifts up a corner of the rug. Roll initiative. Yep, exactly. So we've got one straight, the left leg is straight, the right leg is raised up, the right arm is up, and the left arm is up, the right arm is at an angle. Wrong arms. Oh my goodness, there's so many of these. Wait, is that? No, wait. Yes. Oh no, there's no arm on that one. Okay, yeah, so I've got the first one. It's an F. So probably 15 would be my guess. Yep, because there's another F. Or 50, 51 maybe. Because there are 2 Fs here. Then we have... Oh, I'm just going to find an I and see if that's it. Haha, it is. Let's look for a T. Is he an upside down? He is. I saw the Y. Yep. Probably 51. Yeah, it has to be 51. Mm-hmm. Yep, it's 51. I'm not even going to find the E. There we go. Also, I had to listen to right-wing propaganda. Oh, no! That's awful. I'm so sorry. Okay, so the answer to this riddle is 51. Okay. Oh, too far. A final door. Okay, I'm going to hide this again. Why, Holmes, it's just a child's drawing, Watson cries. Oh, that's your idea, you reply knowingly. At first sight, it would appear to be some childish prank. It consists of a number of absurd little figures dancing across the floor upon which they are drawn. Why should you attribute any importance to so grotesque an object? In normal circumstance, these hieroglyphics would evidently have a meaning. The object of those who invented the system has apparently been to conceal that these characters convey a message, and to give the idea that they are the mere random sketches of children. Having once recognized, however, that the symbols stood for letters, and having applied the rules that guide us in all forms of secret writings, the solution was easy enough. Watson hangs on your every word, waiting for you to provide the solution. But alas, on this occasion, there's nothing more than another game to keep us incarcerated. He looks despondent, not that you notice. You smooth down the corner of the rug. Very well, Watson. There is one door we haven't been through yet. That has to be the one that leads to our liberty, although I doubt this is going to be a straightforward exit. You grasp the handle of the door in the north wall of the office and try to open the door. Turn to page 72, which is right after the bloody footprints. We're going to the boiler house. Got a pretty picture there. Hopefully there's no hidden things in here. I didn't take a picture of this one. You step through the door into a large hall. It contains several large boilers with furnaces and crates of coal. On the far side, oh, there is a pug underneath me. I was like, is there a dog under the desk? On the far side is a door that, if your instincts are correct, opens to the outside. Steps lead down to the boiler house floor. You deduce from noises beyond the regular wheeze of the waterworks engines that there is someone working here. As you wait on the steps, observing your surroundings, a giant of a man carrying an equally enormous shovel steps out from between the boilers. A red kerchief is tied around his neck, which is not unlike that of a prize bull. He hasn't spotted you yet, and you might be able to use this to your advantage. His presence does not distract your keen eye from the figure of a dancing man, scratched into the wall, which seems to be signaling to you. Where is the dancing man? Oh, there he is. Well, considering the fact that it's 4 letters, I'm guessing that it's 4, but we will see. Nope. Maybe 5. Nope. 9. Okay, I just need to actually look at them then. Oh, wait, no, there's so many. There are, it makes sense that this output is the case. There are many, like, 0 through 9s for the dancing men. Okay, so I'm just going to show you. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's too difficult. So, he's in the little corner right here. So it's left leg down, right leg straight out to the side, both arms up. Both arms up. Huh. But there are 4 spots, and it says 3. Turn to the hidden number. Why are there 4 spots if it's 3? Right? Yeah. I'm just going to check to make sure that there isn't a secondary one, which there shouldn't be, but you never know. No, because that's the wrong direction. 0 spell is 4 letters. But the legs are going the wrong way. Yeah, output is 3. Well, let's see if that's correct. From 16, nope. But that's definitely the output, like, look. That's the correct dude, going the correct direction, and it says 3. Is there another one that I'm not spotting? No. Okay, I am going to look at the clues because I am absolutely on the right one. Let's see, page 7, number 72. Look for the dancing men when you found them all. Oh, there's more than one. I thought there was just the one from the way they described it. When you found them all, rearrange the letters they represent into a number. Okay, so we've got R. So it's probably 4. Because 4, 9, 5. Those are the only ones, right? Yeah, from 72. I didn't need to look for all of them. I just found an R. Okay. You know what? I was right the first time. If I had just looked at 4, I'd been like, ah, yes, I'm correct. Okay. So, your step down onto the stone flags. There's slight unevenness exaggerated by the powder shadows of coal dust. Oh, they have a spelling mistake. It should say you. You step down onto the stone flags. There's slight unevenness exaggerated by the powder shadows of coal dust. You pass racks of tools, tubs of grease, and a pair of tar barrels. There's a cabinet that contains a neat row of labeled bottles, which immediately attract your attention because you have more than a passing interest in chemical sciences. Sadly, you don't have the time to inspect them. You slink between the boilers, and the noise of the furnace keeps your footsteps hidden. You're close enough now to inspect the giant man who is still shoveling coal into the firebox of one of the boilers. All of a sudden, the giant boiler man stops his work, straightens up, revealing himself to be a whole head taller than you, and stares in your direction. You're caught in the open and have no time to hide. Rather than getting flustered, you nod in an attempt to be civil while prudently maintaining your distance. The boiler man hefts his shovel into both his huge hands in a way that suggests it's not just coal that he plans to throw around. He offers a faint smile. Clearly, he's been expecting you. Watson coughs awkwardly, and the two of you decide to continue your traversal of the boiler house to the external door. The stoker makes no attempt to stop you, insolently watching you both as you walk through his domain. Interesting. When you reach the door, instead of finding your freedom, you discover a clock-like contraption attached to it, with wires through both the door handle and hinges, attached to a collection of flasks and tubes, clearly marked explosive. Exit is not going to be straightforward. Examine the contraption. Turn to 110. Awesome. I am curious now if there were other dancing men that had a different solution. Nope, it's just 4. Cool. Where are all of them located? Okay, well, I found the important one. They should have put that one as the F, because then you would have had to find another one to figure out what the answer was. Anyway, 110. A deadly door. I don't like the look of this, Holmes, says Watson grimly. We can't hope to exit through here. You examine the contraption again, being careful not to touch anything. It's clear that you can't get past the door without either disarming the trap or detonating the flasks, which you presume contain appropriate amounts of glycerol, sulfuric acid, and nitric acid. Judging from the quantities, there's enough to blow away a whole man, possibly 2/3 of his loyal doctor companion too if he stood as close as he's standing now. You deduce that the clock face at the center of the device is the key. If you set the hands to the right time, you'll be able to open the door without blowing it up. You just need to pick the right time, and you haven't yet calculated what that is, so you won't be getting out anytime soon. Don't forget to ask Watson to keep a note of any times in his notebook. Yes, I know. Walk back to the office to look for more clues, turn to 78. Attempt to disarm the contraption manually, turn to 6. Well, hang on, what times do I have written down already? From number 36, I have 11:41 written down. But there might be others. I'll turn to 78. Curious cabinet. I have this image. Okay, D&D game starting soon. I must away to a world of pure imagination. Have fun. See you later. Have a good time, Deep Squirrel. I'll see ya. So I'm going to 78. And I'll make it a little bit bigger. And appear. There we go. There's a cabinet. Yay, home. Huzzah. I'm going to have a sip of my tea. Okay. As you walk back through the boiler house, you look over to the giant stoker standing by the open firebox of the furnace he had been feeding. He's leaning on his shovel, watching you. And he still has the slightest of smiles playing across his otherwise impassive slab of a face. Before you reach the steps back up to the office, you notice the chemicals in the cabinet once more. Something very odd about the labels demands your attention. After all, you're something of a scientist yourself. The chemistry bench back at your lodgings in Baker Street affords endless hours of diversion and distraction in the intolerably tedious lulls between cases. You can't resist looking at the labels more closely. Watson stops and looks too. He's not unfamiliar with chemicals himself, being a medical man, but he doesn't share your knack for spotting patterns and hidden codes. So I don't see anything special yet. We have to turn to page 40 to examine the bottles. Switching images. So that was literally just a picture to be a picture. 40. Oop, that's going to be too big. Shrink. And appear. I wasn't able to remove the background from this one. It was fine. So there's a list of the chemicals on the inside of the door. The bottles are arranged in the same order. Some of the chemicals sound extraordinarily fanciful to you, and you feel as if you know things that even a Victorian consulting detective could not possibly know. How strange. I love that. The list shows, oh, that's exciting. Long list of things. We'll get into that in a second. There are 3 that appear twice. So each bottle has a label for its chemical symbol, but they've been left blank. It's an elementary code that you're eager to decipher. So turn to the number hidden in the chemicals. So you see how many chemicals we have. So now we need to look at the chemical symbols for all of these. So I'm going to go to the back side of this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it might be 2 words, or it might just be, So we have thorium. Tim, if you can tell me the chemical number for thorium. 90, thank you. It's because it's on the bottom. Okay, so we've got 90 for the first. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the ninth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 90, 90. I'm curious what the number hidden in the chemicals is going to be because these are such big numbers. So the next one is rhenium, RHENIUM. Oh, I found it. 75. Haha. Is rhenium one of the ones that's twice? Oh, it's 3 times. Never mind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one. I'm really curious what this code's going to be. Then we've got Einsteinium. What's Einsteinium? Perfect. Then we have carbon and oxygen, which are easy to find, 6 and 8. Tungsten. Vobistu tungsten. 74. Aha! It's a W? Why is it a W? 74. Then we have iodine. There it is, 53. Nickel and neon. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, nickel and then neon. Neon I see is 10. Where's nickel? What's nickel? 28. And then the last one is, I don't know how to say this, molybdenum, MOLYBDENUM. Oh, hopefully you're not stuck with the ad break. 42, thank you. Okay, now what does all of this mean? So each bottle has a label for its chemical symbol. They've been left blank. It's an elementary code. Turn to the number hidden in the chemicals. But they're such big numbers. 90, 75, 99, 6, 8, 75, 74, 53, 90, 28, 10, 42, 75. Oh, thank you for subscribing. You didn't need to use your Prime sub for that, but I appreciate you. Okay. You need the emotes, yes. We don't really need the image, I don't think. I don't know if we need the image or not. I'm curious. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm just going to write this down in the chat so that we have it written down. So 90, 75, 99, 6, 8, 75. So this is the first row. I don't know if it matters with the rows. Then we have 74, 53, 90, 28, 10, 42, 75. I am curious. Maybe we're supposed to add all of these together, but they're very large numbers. So they won't equal, like, I think that the most pages there are, like, the most sections is like 110, 112. Yeah, they're 112. So I do not know. No. Honestly, I'm gonna look at a clue. We did the periodic table thing, but I'm just gonna check. Give me a clue, not a solution. We're on number 40. Add the chemical symbols to the labels and see what emerges. I did that. I guess I'll actually write it down. I love that my brain stores stuff like crazy. Yep. So let's see. I'm gonna write because it tells me to write, but I'm writing it very lightly. Six, 8, 75, 74, 53. Wait, it wants the short form of the elements, maybe not the numbers. No, it says it's chemical. Oh, chemical symbol, not the numbers. That's what we were doing. That's what we were doing wrong, not the math. I was not paying attention to that. Okay, so let's go back to the periodic table. 90. Wee-woo, wee-woo. TH. 75. RE. 99. ES. 6. C. 8. O. 3 score? Is it really going to be 3 score? 75. Yeah. 3 score, so that's 60. 20 times 3, yeah, is 60. And then 74 is W. 53 TE. 90. Oh, right, 90 I already wrote down. TEH. 75 is RE. Okay, then we've got 28 and I, 10 and E, 42 MO. Hang on. Thank you for that. So 3 score. Wait, did I write that down right? 53. I, not TH. TE. Ah. 3 score with 9 more. There we go. 3 score with 9 more, so 69 is where we want to go. Okay. Cool. 3 score with 9 more. 69. Yes, you are hearing a pug. She is pacing currently. She just woke up and she's just like, what's happening? Yep, continue from 40. Hey, okay, I'm going to hide this again. Yep. So, your cognition. Okay, your cognition is interrupted by the noise of the stoker slamming the cast iron door shut on the firebox he's been feeding. You hear his heavy boots walking in your direction. I think we should go back into the office, says Watson. Before you depart, you run your fingers along the underside of the shelf. Your suspicions are correct. There's a hidden drawer, and you slide it open. It's empty, but you notice a pattern has been scratched into the base. You pull the drawer all the way out so you can inspect it more clearly. Examine the pattern, turn to 22. Cool. We've got another puzzle. Browse. Let's go to 22. Open. That's a decent size already. There we go. So this is the puzzle. The wooden board that forms the bottom of the drawer has a maze-like pattern scratched into it. Watson hurries past you and up the stairs. "Don't loiter, Holmes," he chides as he passes. "You have 15 seconds," I don't believe in that, "before the giant stoker is upon you. You don't need a stopwatch." And they do the thing again. Holmes and Watson, Holmes and Watson. Anyway, so entrance to exit. No. No. There's no way to get to the exit. Yeah, there's no way to get to the exit. They are separated from each other. So does that count as getting to the exit? If you solve the maze. Yeah, there's literally no connection between the top half and the bottom half. That's very rude of it. I think I've solved it in that case. So I'm going to 19. I'm going to see what 50 is just to see. Okay, it's a different thing. Yeah. So technically you're not able to solve it within 15 seconds. So because it's literally impossible. So I'm going to say if you did not solve the maze in time, turn to 50 is the logical one to do. Since there's literally no solution to that. So I'm going to go to 50. You did? But there's no way to do it. There are dead ends all around. There's no connection to the exit. Yeah. Yeah. But I like, technically, we did solve it in 15 seconds. Solving that there is no solution to it. I just don't know if that applies or not. Okay, no matter what, we end up at the 49 that we would have gone to, so it doesn't matter. But I'm going to hide that again. That was annoying. So I'm going to 50. That is the we did not solve it answer. The giant stoker is almost upon you. You dash up the stairs, but stumble and fall. You're not hurt, but as you reach out instinctively to save yourself, your hand touches something on the stone step. You discover a discarded train ticket for yesterday's 2:15. We've got time. 2:15 afternoon stopping service from Waterloo to Brentford. The ticket has been clipped, so it's been used and is of no obvious value. Nonetheless, you are by your nature a hoarder, so you slip the ticket into your pocket, quickly get back on your feet, and escape through the door. So we've got another time. 2:15 p.m., and that is number 50. And here, I think I saved this because I was not looking closely at the numbers when I was doing this. So let me pop that up. Ooh, cook those noodles. I did save it, and it's super tiny, so I'm going to make it bigger first. There we go. So that's our ticket. So Metropolitan Railway, Waterloo to Brentford, Series 1. Numbers, third class, 2:15 p.m. Watson is waiting for you and slams the door as soon as you're through. I'll just leave that up. It looks pretty. So back in the office, turn to 49. A picture postcard. You sit down at the desk and compose your thoughts. You're trapped in the pumping station, but there's never been a time when thinking hasn't solved a problem for you. So you examine the bundle of documents that you took from the safe and see what else can be discovered. As you sort through the papers, you notice a picture postcard with a square of numbers printed on it. Examine the postcard, turn to 56. Okay, I do have this one, so we only got the ticket for a second before I have to now switch it off. Let's see. Browse. 56. There we are. Going to shrink it down. Doop, doop, doop. There we go. So, the magic square. Watson looks over your shoulder and nods knowledgeably. Well, Holmes, that's what they call a magic square, he says. Every column and every row adds up to the same number. You don't agree or disagree, so he continues. Furthermore, that's Durer's magic square from Melancholia 1, unless I'm very much mistaken. He seems surprised by your silence. I'm not mistaken, am I, Holmes? You smile. No, Doctor, you are not. He puffs up his chest and is about to say something when you add, except this one is wrong. Someone has swapped 2 of the numbers. Add the 2 misplaced numbers together. Turn to your answer. Cool. Love that. So we've got 17, 26, 30. Okay. 3, 10. So, okay, we've got 33 in the second column. Do you know the answer? Feel free. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay. So the first and third columns are the same. They're both 30. The second column is 33. So if you know it, go ahead. So 17, 38. Did I math that right? 29, 30. Yeah, 38. So we've got 33 and 38. Ah, yeah. Okay, so then we've got 34. All from the bottom, that one there. 15, 31, 40, 15 plus 19. It gets messy going up. Okay. So 19, 29, 34. This is hard. And then we've got another 30. So we've got, let's do it the other direction. 30, 34, 40, 34. And then going the row closest to me, the column closest to me over, we've got 38, 30, 33, 30. I've never done these magic squares before. They're challenging. Honestly, I'm gonna look at a clue. 56. The magic square. If only 2 numbers have been swapped, you can still work out what the rows or columns should add up to. The rows and columns that don't have the misplaced numbers in them will add up to the same number, so if you add enough up, you should be able to find it. Once you've found that number, you can start to isolate the rows and columns that don't work, either by using trial and error or actually calculating the differences in sums. Okay, so they don't need to be the same in all directions. So it's not like all 30 or all 34. So in that case, we've got the second column and fourth column are incorrect, and the first and third rows are incorrect. So that means the 3 and the 16 potentially are swapped. That wouldn't make any sense though. Those are a vast difference. Like if the 16 was where the 3 was, that would be a huge number difference. Curious. So, oh wait, maybe it's the 6 and the 13 that are swapped then. So if that was the case, so 13, 16, no, that's still too much. I'm gonna look at the answer because this is a tricky one. 56. I was very off. Yeah, I never would have gotten that. No way. That would have taken way too long. The answer is the 12 and the 16 are swapped. So the answer 12 plus 16 is 28. Okay. I tried. So we're going to 28 now. We've got footprints. That's the page we're on right now. So, do I have this image just for funsies? Let's see. Browse. 28. I do not. Okay. So, in that case, we'll just leave it that way. So, a one pipe problem. You put down the postcard. There's going to be more puzzle solving to do here, you're sure. So you take your pipe from your pocket before spreading upon the desk some more items from the safe. So we've got a green piece of paper, an envelope, and a journal. Light your pipe. Turn to 38. Up to way too far. Smoking your pipe. Cool. You close your eyes, lean back in your chair, and take a long, inspiring pull on your pipe. The blue smoke curls up towards the ceiling. When you open your eyes, you feel ready to deal with the items on the desk in front of you. A white envelope, a black notebook, and a folded green plan. Oh, okay, so we get to pick up a bunch of things. So there's pick up the white envelope, turn to 79, pick up the black notebook, turn to 14, pick up the folded green plan, turn to 105, get up and explore the right-hand engine house, or enjoy your pipe and wait until the morning, which I'm pretty sure just kills you. I'm going to look at that one just because. Yep. I'm just going to read this one because it's funny. Enjoy your pipe and wait until morning, turn 67. You resign yourself to being stuck in the pumping station and light your pipe once more. If only you had your violin with you, a few bars of Mendelssohn may have driven away the stench of failure for a time. Oh my goodness. And then it's jailbreak from Newgate. And that ends the game. So we're not going to do that because that would be a silly thing to do. So let's see. What should we do? Hang on. So we've got the options of the white envelope, the black notebook, or the folded green plan. What do you think we should do? I was going to attempt to do a poll, but that's too much effort. Pick 1, 2, or 3. Let's see. You remember the Wizard of Oz talk we had? Yep, I do. I'm going to pick the black notebook. 14. Haha, we have a thing. Hey, that's the same one. That's the one that I picked as well, so that works out. Okay, we have another image. Let's see. Okay. It says, find me on the cover, ransomed cork, hostage plug, blackmailed bung. Okay. I'll move that up a little bit. The cover of the notebook is completely blank. There's no writing, pattern, or label. When you flick through it, all the pages but one seem empty. That one exception indicated by a folded corner has writing on it. No, that thing. It's a curious puzzle. You look at the cover of the book in your hands. You intuitively know that the author's clue is staring you in the face, but sitting in the office, you just cannot see it. You drum your fingers on the desk and berate yourselves. Why are you being so doltish? So, do we want to go to the ransomed cork, the hostage plug, or the blackmailed bung? 1, 2, or 3? Take your pick, Dim. I'm thinking might as well start from the top. 23. Okay. Start from the end. I did not look closely at that one, so I'll go there. Getting late. You congratulate yourself for the way you're solving all these puzzles, but wonder about the time. You flip open your pocket watch. Either your watch is wrong or it's getting late. Hey, I have the third time. 20 past 1 in the morning. Okay, hang on. 1:20 a.m. That's number 8. Smoke your cherry wood pipe, turn to 38, which is where we were before. You're good. Enjoy rescuing your noodles. Okay. So I'm going back to the notebook because I want to look at all of the clues. 14. So, oh, one too far. There we go. So then we've got the ransomed cork and the hostage plug. So 23 is the ransomed cork. And that's another picture. Read the letters from the end of the note to the start. Let me pull that up. (23). See? Read the letters from the end of the note to the start, and there's a little key on it. A scrap of paper unnoticed on first viewing falls out of the notebook. Perhaps it concerns the original note that you have in your pocket. On its own, it doesn't seem to make any sense. You stroke your chin thoughtfully. Is this going to be a 3-pipe problem? Smoke your pipe, turn to 38. Well, let me see. Read the letters from the end of the note to the start. That's a lot of letters to read. That doesn't seem likely. We'll see what that is. Okay. And then I'm going back to 14 and looking at the last one. 68. All the ones. You're making progress. Solving puzzles is always progress, but you wonder how you're doing for time. You flip open your pocket watch again. Either your watch is wrong or it's getting late. All the ones, 11 minutes past 1 in the morning. Oh, that's a different time. Curious. Because the other one said that it was 11:20 a.m. So 1:20 a.m. This one says it's 11:11 a.m. It was 11:41, I think, at the start. Let me look at number 36. Carriage clock shows the time is precisely 19 minutes to midnight. Yeah. I mean, reasonable that it would take that much time. Okay, so I'm going back to 38 now. Okay, so we looked at the black notebook. So now we're going to pick up the white envelope, 79. A blueprint. Oh, that's the one that I showed at the beginning when I was trying to see what I had up. Okay, so the blueprint is here. Yeah, you can see that well enough. So the white envelope has a handwritten legend written upon it. Welcome back. 1 equals Y, 4 equals W, and 5 equals T, question mark. Inside, you find 5 pieces of a blueprint showing water pipes. It's been torn up, but it's not too difficult for you to rearrange the pieces. Clearly, the handwriting on the envelope is describing pipe routes on that blueprint, but the letters on the blueprint are A through to E. Perhaps the letters on the blueprint need to be encoded using the code wheel to match the note. Follow the number on the blueprint to its corresponding letter, then use the code wheel to decode the letter. Does your answer match the writing on the envelope? Okay. Oh, that's annoying. I would love to actually have these pieces to rearrange properly because that would be so much easier. Okay, so the E goes off to the side. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay. So follow the number on the blueprint to its corresponding letter. Use the color wheel to decode the letter. So we want 1 equals Y equals whatever it is. Okay, because there are letters in the inputs. Excellent noodles. Okay, so 1 equals y. So 1 goes over to underneath the 3. I don't know if you can see that. Underneath the 3 and goes down. I hate this. Because I think it goes down to the C. This makes me want to just tear this page out and rearrange things. Those connect up there. That connects up there. Photoshop the pieces. I'm not going to do that on stream, though. I really don't like this. This is the kind of visual thing that I really struggle with. I want to say that probably connects up with that. Dogs have returned to the house. Oh, that's infuriating. I'm going to look at the answer because I can't do this. Visually, mentally, this is one of those things that I struggle with. Like, I can do maps, I can do patterns, but this is just flipped too much for me. 79. I'll look at the hints first. Yeah, I'm not going to redraw the map on a piece of paper. Check the 3 mappings. That's what it suggested you do. 1, 4, and 5. If any one of them does not lead to the stated encoded letter, you don't have to check anymore. Oh, that's true. I was trying to do 1, which is probably the most complicated one. But that C being upside down, just screw that. Because if I were Sherlock Holmes, I would be able to physically rearrange these in person and be just fine. There we go. There's a nice, pretty hand drawing of the map. So 1, I'm just going to do it on here. Oh, geez, it wraps around a bunch. 1D. 1D, 4B. 1 equals D equals blank. 4, what did I say? B equals B equals blank. And then 5 equals C equals blank. So now we just look at the things. That was, my brain was not working with that. So we've got D, B, and C. D is Y. B and C. C is T. And B is W. Yeah. Y, W, and T. They match. So, yes, turn to 62. $62, $62. Torn pieces. You put the torn pieces back into their envelope. It's all very well doing puzzles like this. Clearly, you find them easy if you can physically move them around. But it's not obvious how it's helping you get out of your current predicament of being trapped in the pumping station, right? That's a little bit meta. On the other hand, not solving the puzzles certainly won't improve the situation. Smoke your pipe. Turn to 38. Okay, so we're back to 38 now. So we still have the folded green plan. Turn to 105. Aha, I have this one. Yeah, if I had known I would have needed to rearrange those, I would have done that ahead of time. But I did not. That is fine. 105. This is an imperfect picture because I was holding the book open while doing this, so my apologies. But it works. It's good enough. So, you unfold the green plan and smooth it out. It appears to show possible sizes of square pipes on a site. There are 16 equally spaced points marked on the plan in a 3x3 grid, and a table listing each of the possible sizes of square that can fit onto it. The table hasn't been completed yet. Only 2 square sizes have been shown. One square has been drawn in blue ink and is 1x1. Another is 2x2 and has been drawn in red. Both those sizes have been added to the table. They could have been placed on the points in many different positions, but in each case, just one example is enough to show that it is possible. If every corner of a square must be on one of the 16 points, how many different sizes of square are possible? Watson peers over your shoulder. Well, I can see a third size straight away. It's very easy, isn't it? The square Watson sees is indeed easy. You saw it straight away if it goes all around the outside, occupying an area of 9 units. But is there another one, or more? In total, how many different sizes of square, with every corner on a marked point, can fit on the plan? Interesting. Because you've got the big one. I love these things. It's like with the triangle one, you know, like how many triangles are there? And some people are very insistent on the being X number, and I think it's like 19 or something. I don't remember, but it's a lot. But this is slightly different from that. How many different sizes of square? I feel like it can only be 3, right? The sizes of square. 1, 2x2, 3x3. They're making me second guess it. But squares only, corners must be on a position marked with a circle. This is a very silly pipe plan. I'm just going to put that out there. Yeah, I think it's exactly 3, but I'm going to look at the answer. Oh! Trixie, I thought that they had to be in this direction facing. Rude. There are 5 different sizes of square that satisfy the criteria. The diagram shows the area of these different sizes, with an example of each drawn on the plan. That is rude. Ugh. Okay, there are 5. I'm gonna say let's just go ahead with that. Oh, I forget where we are. 105. That was Trixie. I'm just gonna show you again. See? Anyway. Exactly 5. Turn to 95. But my brain is drifting into meltdown mode and you keep it from happening because I'm now way too invested in all of it. I'm glad you're invested in it. That's good. Folded. You fold up the green plan. Okay. Going back to 38. Okay, so... Right? That was very tricky. They made it tricksy on us because it shows it in this position only. So I was just like, yeah, of course, 1, 2, 3. Didn't even think about the fact that, oh, of course, you can turn it on an angle. And the thing is that it's square roots. It's the square root of 2 by square root of 2 and the square root of 5 by square root of 5, at least according to this chart. That's... I love and hate it. Okay, so now we are going to get up and explore the right-hand engine house because that's the only thing left to do on 38. So turning to 21. Okay, a moment of doubt. It is rare for you to suffer from doubt, but in a moment so brief that Watson doesn't even realize you are indulging in self-reflection, you pause to wonder if you're doing the right thing. If there are any puzzles on the desk that you haven't attempted, something tells you that you won't be getting the chance to come back to them. Well, no, we've already done everything, so we don't need to sit back down at the desk. We've done all of the things. You're certain you want to go on. you decide to relax until morning for inspiration. No, we're going to go on and turn to page 90. Okay. Awesome. It's another thing. Oh, I already see a number. Cool. You go out through the right-hand door into the Bolton and Watt engine room. The engine is plunging up and down with its powerful strokes. You can hear the sound of the water being drawn up from the suction pool beneath the checker plate floor and sent surging on its way through the heavy pipes. From the top of the steps, you suffer a sudden rush of vertigo and a sense that you are not standing at the top of some water pipes, but on the brink of a vertiginous waterfall. I like the reference. Recovering yourself, you clamber down the steps and notice the hieroglyphs of dancing men scratched here and there into the metalwork. Taking out your magnifying glass, you can see them clearly enough to decode their semaphore message. Use the code wheel to decipher the dancing men. There are 12 of them. Awesome. I spotted one. Yeah, that's a dancing man, not a number. Cool. Did I save this picture, or did I decide that it was too much? We'll see. 90. I did not save it. I was just like, this is just a picture. So, yeah. This is the picture we're looking at. Very exciting, I know. So, I see one dancing man. Oh, I see another one. Honestly, the lighting is so poor in this that I might just look at the back for simplicity's sake. Yeah. The coloring on this is difficult. It makes it challenging. I do agree that it would be useful to have the, have a proper magnifying glass to look at these, but I'm not going to do that. So let's look at, let's look at 90. Look for 6 dancing men when you have them. No. Yep. That's nice. Fine. Show me the answer. If you're not going to show me I just want to see what the dancing men look like. Okay. Ugh. I was trying to cover things up, and then it just showed me the answer and the thing. Well, let's just, no. Look at that. Dancing men. Don't look at that. Anyway, I'm just gonna, I see the answer. I was hoping that it would just show me the hieroglyphs of the dancing men in the hint, because that would be a logical thing to do, but no, it showed me the number 12, so I'm moving on to the number 12. Oh well, I tried. Okay. Oh, I see what they were doing. It's 6 letters, because you write the 6 up here from the letters of the men, and then you... Anyway, we're going to 12. I wasn't trying to cheat fully. I was just trying to find what the dancing men looked like. Oh well. A trapdoor. You walk to the river end of the machine, where the engine draws up water from beneath the checker plate floor. There's a trapdoor beneath your feet. It's not a secret trapdoor. If there are any of those in the pumping station, you've yet to discover them, but offers access for the engine crew to get below the engine, where our governor is. Lift the trapdoor, turn to 10. Oh, 10 is a long one. Okay. The trapdoor in the checker plate flooring reveals a metal ladder running down to the suction well of the Bolton and Watt engine room. That's where the water is offered up to the mighty engine, the water that is being pumped out and away into London. Needed some tea. It's as cold as the river that feeds it, but darker amongst the foundations of the engine house. But as you peer in and your eyes accustomed to the gloom, an upturned face swims into view, looking back at you. A face framed by spectacular graying mutton chop sideburns. Its owner calls out to you, but his voice is hard to make out over the echoes of the sloshing water. Watson slides down the ladder first, and you follow, stepping onto the concrete walkway around the open pool. As you hurry around to the opposite side, the true horror of the scene is revealed. The mutton-chopped man is bound chest to toe in heavy industrial chains, swathing him completely in iron. His outstretched arms are chained to the thick pipes that run along the walls, so he appears the victim of some infernal medieval torture. "Good heavens, man," cries Watson to the poor fellow. "How did you come to be like this? And who are you, sir?" You concentrate in order to hear his reply over the rhythmic noise of the pump in the water. For a man chained to a wall in the suction well of a pumping station, he's remarkably composed. "Sidney Robert Smith," he shouts politely over the watery racket, "governor of Newgate Jail. I'd offer you a hand, gentlemen, but as you can see, I am compromised." And he tries to raise an arm, even a little, but he is so thoroughly run around with heavy chains that he cannot move at all. "I am Sherlock Holmes, consulting detective." He almost smiles. "Indeed, I was told you would be along. Pleased to meet you, sir." "And this is Dr. John Watson, who will release you." "Watson?" "Talk to the governor, turn to 76. 76. Interesting. So, reminder, the title of this one is Precise Time. Reminder that we have 2 times from the watch, because I had looked at 2 potential things. So I'm curious. A precise time. You ask the governor how he came to be chained to the wall above the suction pool, while Watson investigates the chains that are wound around his arms, legs, and body. "I had finished at my office at around 6 this evening," replies Smith, "and returned to my house for dinner. Just as I was sitting down at the table to eat, 2 ruffians came from out of nowhere to apprehend me." You interrupt brusquely. "And what time was that, Mr. Smith?" "Well, I suppose you mean the precise time." "Precise is always best. And you are precise in your habits, are you not?" "I am, sir. It would have been 7:03 p.m. So now we have a 5th time. 7:03 p.m. and this is number 76. Let's see. Thank you. Carry on. The governor resumes his tale. "I was sitting down to eat, as I said, and they suddenly appeared with arms drawn and a sack to put over my head. They carried me here and chained me to the wall. The last thing they said before shutting the trap door and leaving me in the dark here was, 'Mr. Sherlock Holmes will be along to find you if he's clever enough.'" He pauses, but you say nothing, so he goes on. "Well, it seems they were right. You were clever enough. Thank you. As you take out the letter you were sent to show the governor, you suddenly realize there's another number hidden in the coded note. You check all the letters on pink paper, which I believe I did first. Yeah, 39. That was the very first thing I wrote. Literally 39. Okay, so I'm going to page 39. Or, you know what I mean. The governor. Watson has been busy trying to loosen the chains that bind the governor. He turns to you and shakes his head. "There are multiple padlocks," he says, "and many chains. I fear we cannot cut them off. Some are too thick even if we could find the right tools. And on top of that, we'd have to do it carefully because we cannot have Mr. Smith fall into the pool while he is still encased. Otherwise, he is sure to drown." The governor, Mr. Smith, nods frantically in agreement of the latter point. "Mr. Smith," you ask, "was there anything you were supposed to be doing tonight? Was there a meeting you were supposed to be attending, or a pressing duty at the jail?" "No, sir," he replies. "The only thing I was supposed to be doing tonight was sleeping." "Very well. I think that must mean that someone wanted to make sure I was not somewhere else. And given that you are here and knowing the mind of the man behind all this, Professor Moriarty," adds Watson by way of explanation to the governor, that place would be Newgate Jail. I need to get out, and quickly. Sorry, Mr. Smith, we can't free you, but we can get out and arrange to have you rescued afterwards. Come along, doctor." Okay, we're just leaving the governor there. Hopefully he doesn't get murdered in the middle of things, but okay. 93. That seems rude of us. Let's see. You leave the trapdoor open so that the governor at least has some light. Dr. Watson has found the governor's pewter hip flask in the captive's pocket and administers a courage-inspiring draught to the poor man before following you up the ladder. There's no way out of the Bolton Watt engine room except back through the office, so you return there. So we're going to have to go through the bomb room, basically. "Watson, we need to get out of here quickly." Well, yes, replies the doctor, and you can't help but notice a tone of exasperation in your loyal companion's voice as you sit back down at the desk. Was that an involuntary roll of the eye you detected? I need to find the time to which we set the clock hands on the contraption on the booby-trapped door. When that is disarmed, we can leave. What about that giant fellow with the shovel in the boiler house? I think he is not a problem we need to solve, you say. If he was trying to kill us, he would have done better than just look amused at our finding the way out is booby-trapped. No, my dear doctor, we are being contained, not killed. I intend to escape. Look at more documents from the safe. Okay. Turn to 43. Inventory. $43. There it is. And we've got this. You thumb through some more items from the bundle of documents you've found in the safe. One is an inventory and incident report from the foreman. I almost said foreman. It describes some tomfoolery by a drunken apprentice involving 4 small bins that, at the start of the incident, contained respectively 5 hooks, 8 wide bolts, 10 long bolts, and 100 washers. The apprentice repositioned single items from each bin to every one of the others. That is, he took 3 wide bolts from the wide bolt bin and put 1 in each of the other bins, and did the same with the long bolts, the hooks, and the washers. He then set about demonstrating with balances that each of the bin's contents now weighed exactly the same. This interesting discovery, however, failed to amuse the foreman, who insisted that all the parts be returned to the correct bins. The apprentice was subsequently sent to his lodgings with a thick ear, a shilling docked from his wages, and the instruction to sleep off his need to tamper with the pumping station's inventory. By the time you've finished reading it, you conclude that this episode has no bearing on your current predicament, but you can't help but realize, as perhaps the apprentice had realized too, that you can accurately calculate the relative weights of all the parts from this inebriated display. Such is the curse of having the mind of the world's finest consulting detective. You process all the information you consume all the time. How heavy is a hook? I will figure this out next time, as I think that it is time for dinner myself. But we will continue this next week. Yeah, I'm here next week. Yes, so I will continue in this story next week as we hopefully escape from the London Waterworks. This is very in-depth. I am intrigued. I am amused by the meta of, solving these puzzles is fun, but does it really relate to anything we're doing here? So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to be around for my normal streaming time for Pokemon on Thursday, so I might do it tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what we do. But in any case, I will definitely be back next Tuesday doing this escape book. It's a lot of fun, even if some of the puzzles are a little frustrating. But I will see y'all around and have a good one. Bye.